Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Gents podcast. I am one of your hosts at the Real Mr. Brain, aka Brainer. Missing my shotgun pal, the Ryan Taylor. Gus MCT on Instagram, aka Tay, aka Taylor's Tails, aka Taylor. So we're going to try a few different things today after, well, we're not streaming yet, but soon. But you'll see we're being held accountable now by time. Because after the never-ending story of our episode 5 podcast that lasted, in the range of about an hour and 30 minutes, I don't know that our 0 listeners right now really want to invest an hour and 30 time. Well, unless they're going to, I don't know, Red Deer from Edmonton. Speeding? No, we don't speed. I don't even use that radar detector that just gave me because cops don't need radar detectors. So we want to go through a couple of topics today. On this glorious Monday, March 22nd of 2021. It is 8 days until this guy's birthday. And I am looking forward to turning that ripe age of 39. Looking fine. 39 is the new 24? I don't know. I'm sure some man's house will let me know. But as you can see, we got a few topics today. We got to talk about the Oilers. I was all pumped up for this Oilers versus Le Canadiens. But this thing called COVID got in the way. So we got to talk about that. First time, we're going to jump into a little Seahawks chat. My opinions on the state of the Seahawks, the marriage of Pete and Russ. Good contracts, bad contracts, and do we see them get into the Super Bowl anytime? As always, we got to get through a little bit of MHL, that's Man's House Hockey League, for all of those 0 listeners again. Maybe we can say one day. But we got to recap the league. There was some interesting jockeying of positions, so to speak. There is a front runner. There are some contenders. There are some pretenders. We'll get a little into that. And then, as always, save a little bit of time to dive into, well, some dad energy. Got to let you know how she going. Maybe throw a couple of dad hacks in there. I don't know how much time we'll have, but time will keep me accountable today. It was a great Monday at school. The kids are bringing the energy. It helps my energy. But how are you doing? You, the listeners of 0. Man's House listeners. Tay, I know you're gonna get a copy of this pretty soon. But I hope your Monday is going as good as it can possibly be. Things to look forward to. Hopefully a Wednesday Oiler matchup. There was some North Division matchups today. Maybe we can run through those if we have a little bit of time. But first things first, we got to start talking about the Oilers. Now, I know I do have about 30 seconds here. So this is called filling time in the teacher role. I was really looking forward to, seeing Connor and Leon starting to bolster that lead of that Art Ross. I was really looking forward to seeing Mike Smith grab another win at the ripe old age of, I think, 39. That sounds like a good age. I was looking forward to Darnell, just flexing on the rest. But we can't talk about any of that. We can't. But what we can do is talk about how we got here. Time doesn't seem to be showing up. I'm going to have to make a few corrections here. It's a work in progress. So quickly says, let's see. The Oilers were scheduled to play Montreal at 5 o'clock today. And around, I think it was around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, it started rumblings about a postponement. It did come down to their forwards of the Canadiens, not the Oilers, of Jesperi Kotkaniemi, probably saying it wrong, and Yoel Armia placed on the COVID protocol list. So here's the thing. I am interested to know why we couldn't have carried the game forward. Is it just the safety of the players? Is it they're worried if the Oilers play and some more guys are testing positive in a few days later that we could have a spread? But I do remember one Jesse Puljujärvi being placed on the COVID protocol list, and the Oilers still ended up playing a game or two. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look without him. So this was, in fact, the first postponement of the North Division. Where do they slot this game in? I'm not sure. They're supposed to play a 3-game series, but what do we do now? So I'm hoping that we can run that Wednesday game. I'm hoping that there's no more positive tests. Whether the other games will be affected remains unclear. And I quote from the Score. Shout out quickly to our unofficial sponsor, the West Kelowna Warriors, along with their faithful leader, Christopher Laurie, the organizer of the CLIT, getting ready, swinging in the garage. Just saying, watch out. But let's get back. So there wasn't really too much more to talk about with the Oilers. You know, we're second place in the North Division, right on the heels of the Leafs. Do we overtake them in the next 10 days? I think we can. I do. Quickly looking at scores tonight. Buffalo, dear Lord, Buffalo. I think that's 14 losses in a row. They dropped 5-3 to the Rangers. Hurricanes pick up a 3-0 win over the Jackets. I'm sure Tortorella benched Line at that game. The Sens pick up another win. It's got to be their 11th or 12th against the Flames. Everybody's always happy when Calgary loses. Islanders over Philly in OT. We had the Wild cruise to a 2-1 victory over the Ducks. Jets, beating up on the Canucks 4-0. Avalanche 5-1 over the Coyotes. And the Golden Knights 5-1 winners over the Blues. Currently playing San Jose against the Kings, seeing the Sharks 2-1 lead with about 10 minutes left in the third period. So all in all, there was a pretty busy Monday in the NHL. It was missing. It was missing that McDavid flare. It was missing the dangles from Draisaitl. It was missing, the Mike Smith just after a big win. But hopefully, like I said, we're going to see it on Wednesday. But we got to move on, friends. We do have to move on. And that's going to be talking about Seahawks chat. The Seahawks chat. Well, the chat of the Seahawks needs to have a little history lesson. This is going back to about 2006. It was a great time. The Oilers had their big run. But I'm going to have to do some fact checking here. But the time the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl and played the Steelers was kind of the time I embraced Seattle as my NFL team. Call me a bandwagon jumper, sure. But since then, I've collected an assortment of jerseys, starting with Matt Hasselbeck as our quarterback. I then moved to, the Russell Wilson. And I've got a Richard Sherman. And who knows how many more in the future I'm going to collect. But to say that my fandom spans some time is true. I'm not one of the so-called 12s that just bandwagon jump. I've been to many games with members of the Man's House. I've been to a few games with the lovely Megan Jamie Brain. even Meg and Jamie's in-laws. We've trekked down to Arizona to watch the Seahawks play. Going back, that was the Hasselbeck era, the year before they drafted Russell Wilson in the third round. And, well, that changed the Seahawks' history. Because we got a fast track to 2014. I just celebrated the birth of our first son, Jack Brain. And we took him home from the hospital on a Super Bowl Sunday. The Sunday that the Seahawks played the Broncos. And the game was over by halftime. Well, start of the second half, that kick return touchdown pretty much seals it, and it was a blowout. And that was probably one of my favorite days as a fan of any team to celebrate that championship. And we've been close in other years, and Russ has been, Russ is cooking. But we're running into a little trouble here these days. Russ is upset. Is the marriage between Russ and Pete over? Did Russ really ever get over that Super Bowl loss to the Patriots, where we all know he should have handed off? He should have handed off to beast mode, but he didn't. And he throws that pick. And obviously Brady gets another ring. So I don't know where his head's at. Marriage to Sierra. Just dancing all the time in the house, probably distracting him. But there was just something a little different with him this year. He was on fire in the first half. Defense was oof. But come second half, defense started picking it up, and Russ started throwing those picks. And you got Lockett, and you got DK. You got a few other weapons there. But we'll see where it goes. But a lot of rumblings that he's getting, traded, where the Seahawks deny. And then it came out with the Bears, what they were offering. And if it was Khalil Mack, woo, I don't know how you can pass up 3 first rounds, the third round, and 2 active bodies if one was Khalil Mack. But who's going to be your next quarterback? And if his name isn't Deshaun Watson, where we all know he's going through his own thing with, 7 women now? Oof, I don't want to get in that one. But we got to have a quarterback going, moving forward. But Seahawks not as active in free agent as other teams. They re-signed Chris Carson. They re-signed our center. So I don't know, what is it going to take? Draft some O-linemen. I would have really liked the Seahawks to go after Galladay, which got scooped up by the Giants. I would have liked the Seahawks to go after Hunter Henry, got scooped up by the Patriots, who spent the king's ransom on all of them free agents. So I don't know where that leaves the Seahawks. We battling for a second place with now the Rams recharged here with that big trade for Stafford. Our studs on defense. Are we battling with Arizona? Are we battling with the 49ers again? Are we dropping towards the bottom of the division? Only time will tell. But as long as you got number 3 in the backfield, and hopefully he doesn't hold on to the ball for more than 12 seconds at a time, I think we're going to be okay. So that's Seahawk chat. Pretty short and sweet. I look forward to future talks with the co-host. I look forward to having some guest hosts from time to time to get their insight on all things NFL and trying to convince me why the Seahawks aren't the best team in the league. We know they are. They just need championships aside. You don't need championships to be best. Well, maybe you do. Well, let's get into that MH recap. MH recap. Holy smokes. Well, all I can say is there can only be 1 points for leader. And you're looking at them. You're looking at the points for leader. I bring it up real quick. There's, let me see. There's 1, and that's it. That's me in the 400 club already. 413 points for. I'm good. I'm sorry, boys. It's I'm like I said, I'm trying, and I told you, you're all going to be in trouble. We got the Jizz is still ranked at number 1, even though with his 356 points for, that does put him 7th overall in the league. I'm not sure that's anything to brag about. That's a soft schedule if you ask me. 6-3 leads the league, and then what do you know? Cobra Dry, aka Brainer, pulling up the 2 spot. Larry McDavid in 3. Donkey Punch in 4. Grabner in 5th. Browntown moving up a little bit, 4-4-1. They're at 6th. Alexis Texas, aka Christopher Robin, aka Chris Laurie. Isn't your job managing teams? What's going on? You're 7th place. You got only 347 points for. 50-07 is 8. Kootenay Maple Leafs, who said his team was on par with mine, is second last, 9th. 320. Oh, yeah, he just joined the 300 club. Congratulations, Earl. And Mr. Staines, you need to call Mr. Clean. Clean up your performances, pulling up 10. It's a tough week as yours truly and co-host go head-to-head in the Battle of Edmonton, I guess. There are no winners this week between us, We support each other. That's the most important thing. We know we're going to be facing each other in the final, but we're going to see how it shakes out. I think it's pretty tight right now. Points for. Projections. We all love projections. And it'll be interesting come the weekend where we lie. I think it's going to be a matter of our goaltenders. Our goaltenders, and if the Oilers can play any games. We'll see. Well, that is going to bring us around to that fourth and most important topic that makes the Tired Gents podcast. Again, you can follow at Tired Gents on Twitter. Tay, are you working on that Instagram page? I know I got our YouTube channel up and going. I've uploaded the first 5 episodes. You can see the beginnings and how we're coming along. I think we're making some progress here. But dad energy, it's a shade before 11 o'clock on a Monday night. The kids are in bed. The lovely wife is in bed. And these eyes are starting to burn a little bit. It was a long day of work, coming home to the kids. You got to make sure that they're happy. They're playing street hockey on the driveway. They're playing basketball. And they're running in and out. They need snacks. So let's see here. Dad hack for snacks. Now it's important. It's important to find those healthy snacks. And in our household, we always refer to it as shut-up medicine. Has child A received the shut-up medicine? And the shut-up medicine can come in many forms. It can be a gummy pack, least sugar if possible. It could be a yogurt drink. That's a popular shut-up medicine in our house. The illustrious cheese string. But they all work. And it's funny because, you hear the whine. The whine is, it's like that mosquito in the air. And if you're willing to, and live by the medicine, it works. But careful with the medicine. Usually it's, 2 doses a day. Proceed until the kids become less annoying. You just can't overdo it. You can't overdo it, especially when you're flying solo. Because then when it's dinner time and they're not eating, you got to answer the bell. Why are they not eating, husband? Well, I gave them too much shut-up medicine. You cannot overdose the shut-up medicine. So that's dad hack number 1. Make sure you got snacks on lock. Number 2, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but the last few nights have been very crucial in maintaining order for your sleep. And that's your kid's bed. And so maybe I mentioned before, but having a great kid's bed is important for you dads because you're probably going to do a lot of sleeping in it. When one of them wakes up for a nightmare or they just end up sleeping in your bed, it's okay because you invested in a good kid's bed. We're not talking single beds. Don't do that. It's not camping. All right, you got to get your solid double or full and splurge on that mattress. Make sure you got a good comfy pillow stored in the closet because there's going to be a plenty of sleepovers. And that's it. Those are dad hacks right there. And I'm sure Mr. Taylor would, concur on some of these. I'm not sure how his sleep is going, but I can't imagine it's much better than mine. But that was a short and sweet one today there, friends. I'm going to keep working on these timers, add a little bit of accountability for your hosts. But what's important now is connecting with us. Again, at Tired Gents on Twitter. Tay will get that IG page up. We're going to slowly start releasing some of our original videos onto our YouTube channel, and that's going to be at Tired Gents. And if you are our first fan, I can guarantee we'll probably give you nothing other than the satisfaction knowing that you are our first official fan. And who knows where it goes? The sky's the limit. But I feel like in the next couple of weeks, we should probably start decking ourselves out with a little bit of swag. And more importantly, really diving into those topics that matter most. And perhaps suggested by you, the 0 listeners right now. But of course, before we sign off, let's remind each other to take care of one another, to be good people, to wash your hands, sanitize when necessary, wear a mask if you need to, because we got to beat this COVID thing here. And with that, that wraps up episode 6. I am at The Real Mr. Brain, signing off, and we will talk to you very, very soon.